Hi, everybody. This is Alexander Galarraga. I work with Booking Success, and I welcome you to our presentation on increasing direct bookings. Booking Success has worked for many years now with several hotels and has helped many hotels increase their direct bookings massively using our proven framework. And today I'm going to be sharing a few case study with you, which shows how we helped one hotel using our framework to increase their direct bookings massively. But not only that, we're also showing you how we increased their overall revenue as a property and make them very, very profitable over time. I will be sharing my screen now. So my goal after this webinar is for you to really understand the dynamics of direct bookings, how direct bookings are created, which multipliers are important to track, and how to improve these multipliers over time. So a little bit about me. I am the lead strategist and partner at Booking Success. I consider myself a data nerd with 20 years experience in digital marketing. I am a trusted advisor to many top-rated and top-ranked luxury hotels in the Caribbean. And also, I've helped hotels grow their direct booking share from being under 25% to being over 50%. And also, I've helped a few hotels double and even triple their total yearly revenue in less than 2 years. So growing direct bookings is really, really hard if you don't know how to do it and if you don't have proper guidance. I see it a lot like losing weight. So first of all, it's not impossible to lose weight. I personally have been struggling with losing weight for the longest time. So I know it's simple. I mean, you just got to eat less and move more, right? But it's not easy. And also you need a plan that works for you. And you need consistent and dedicated efforts over time to achieve the goals. Usually when you're starting out, it's really difficult. You know, you're training and you get super sore. You know, with growing direct bookings, it's the same. The beginning is very hard, but it becomes easier over time as you achieve more results. And of course, it also works best when you have a coach guiding you. So today, I'm going to present you a case study from one of our clients. Of course, it will be anonymized, from how we got them from $80,000 in direct bookings per month to $540,000 in direct bookings per month, from a low season occupancy of 55% to a low season occupancy of 93% average. And also from being third-party dependent to being fully in control over their bookings. So we asked a few hotels, actually quite a few hotels, what are the biggest roadblocks to generating high ADR, undiscounted, and uncommissioned direct bookings? So these are three very important terms. So high ADR at the rate that you deserve without giving discounts and without having to pay commission over these rates. So what we hear is, first of all, we're not sure where to start. We have no experience with this. Of course, hotel general managers tend to be people persons. So they are not experienced in managing data or also not managing a lot of marketing. Also, no time is something that I hear a lot. The tactics are always changing, of course. I see the interface for Google is incredibly difficult to work with. And once you have it, it's also changing over time. I hear no budget. We don't have the money, or we have too thin margins to invest in direct strategy, which actually doesn't make a lot of sense because you're spending a lot of money on getting bookings anyways. Also, I hear we have to be good at too many things at the same time. I hear this a lot from marketing managers. So we have to be good at websites, Google Ads, Facebook Ads, meta search, copywriting, photography, reviews, rates, channels, distribution. This is too much for me. I'm only one person, and that's also why Booking Success calls itself the hotel marketing manager's best friend, because we facilitate in all of these areas without you having to be good at everything, while keeping you in control and good at the basics of everything. Also, I hear we tried just about everything, but nothing worked. However, the real reason, which many people are not aware of, is they're not getting a lot of direct bookings because of a lot of blind spots. Just like when you're driving in a car, you have these mirrors, but these mirrors have blind spots. There's a part of the area behind you that you cannot really see. And it's the same with your direct booking strategy. You have a lot of blind spots that you probably are not aware of. And of course, you cannot improve what you don't know. So my first goal here is to make you aware of what you don't know, so that you know what you need to improve. So my question to you right now is, what impact would it have on your hotel if the majority of your bookings are direct, not commissioned, and not discounted, and also having an occupancy of 80% or higher year-round? First of all, I hear from a lot of people, oh, that's impossible. Well, I've proven over and over again that it is possible, as long as you're executing the right strategy. So what are the benefits of having a lot of direct bookings? Now, first of all, cash flow. Many times, third parties, they pay us 30 days or later after checkout, which is crazy, because you're having to invest in these reservations before you're actually getting them, and you're not getting your money after the checkout has happened, or it takes a lot of time after checkout before you get it. And the COVID crisis has really shown how a few hotels had to wait sometimes 4 or 5 months to get their money, which almost put them out of business. So with direct bookings, you get most of your cash immediately, so you have money to invest. Also, with direct bookings, you have at least 25% more net revenue compared to being dependent on OTAs. So think of this. Many times we believe that a 20% commission actually costs us 20%. So what I want to help you realize is that a $100 booking, for example, with a 20% commission gives you $80 in net revenue. But getting this booking direct, which means that you get $100 instead of 80, means that the $20 additional revenue actually equals 25% more revenue. So the gain is at least 25%. However, I hear from a lot of hoteliers that they are paying much more than 20% in commissions to OTAs. So this is also, very interesting to look at. And most properties, most businesses in the world also operate with a margin, an operational margin of about 20 to 25%. So if you have a margin of 25% and you're adding 25% more revenue, that means that you really have doubled your overall profit for the hotel, which is amazing. Also, you have access to guest data. You own the relationship, which means you can communicate before the guest stays, you can upsell, you can cross-sell, you can sell F&B, you can sell spa packages, tours, concierge services, and you name it. Room upgrades. And also, you're more likely to get a better guest fit, because the guests who choose for you usually choose you based on value versus price. And often when you're getting bookings through third parties, one thing that I hear a lot from our customers is that they are getting in low season, for example, people who are more price dependent, which means that they are not really a good fit for the hotel. And while these people are mingling with the other guests, you will see some issues there also, and some complaints happening because you're not getting the good people together. Also, direct bookings create more loyalty and repeat visits because guests are loyal to your brand and not the third party. So in our opinion at Booking Success, you should have this ideal revenue mix, which is 60% direct, 20% wholesale, and 20% OTA. For many properties, this is the other way around. I hear on average, the independent hotels especially are for 72% dependent on third parties, whether it's OTAs, travel agents, or tour operators. So getting this revenue mix as I propose sounds nearly impossible. However, I can promise you it is possible, and I have clients who have achieved it, even larger clients. But it takes time, and you need a roadmap. So I'm here to give you the roadmap. So what challenges do hotels face nowadays? So first of all, they are very dependent on third parties, and these third parties know it. So they are able to abuse their power. They also force you to discount. They force you to participate in all types of discounting practices, and also special campaigns that they are offering, which actually increases the revenue that they are able to produce from you. And also they used to charge like 5 to 6% in the old days. So now they are charging sometimes up to 30 or 40%. And also you have no access to your guest data prior to their arrival, which results in cash flow problems, thin profit margins despite high occupancy level, bookings from guests that are not a good fit for your hotel, price wars, who's not participating in those nowadays, because you are perceived as a commodity rather than a value-based company, and also unstable occupancy. So I mentioned blind spots. Blind spots are the reason why most hotels are not generating enough direct revenue. So blind spots come amongst others. So a few blind spots I have identified are not knowing your numbers, being unaware of booking bottlenecks, poor guest communication, and also the fact that third-party revenue looks and feels like real revenue, which means that the true cost is often hidden. So let's start with blind spot number one, which is my favorite. So not knowing your numbers. I'm going to teach you 4 key performance indicators, or also known as KPIs, that you need to start tracking at least weekly. And the funny thing is, I've audited hundreds and hundreds of hotels by now. And the number one thing that I realize with every new audit is that hotels are not tracking their numbers properly. They actually often have to ask their IT person to help me get access to Google Analytics so that I can execute a good audit, which to me is very interesting, because that's the first thing that I look at every morning. So what 4 KPIs do you need to track? So first of all, number of unique website visitors. So these are people who have reached your website, whether they were searching for your brand, found you through Google, found you on a listing, found you through an OTA, heard about you from a travel agent, or heard about you from a past traveler. Next is the look to book rate. This is the percentage of the website visitors who actually search within your booking engine regardless of them finalizing a reservation. And of the searches, we have a booking engine conversion rate, which is the percentage of the booking engine searchers that actually end up finalizing the booking through your booking engine. And finally, we have the average transaction value, which is the result of the length of stay times average daily rate. So both of these can be influenced. So one fact that I want to share with you is that most guests actually visit your hotel's website before they finalize a reservation, regardless of the booking channel that they chose. So even if they booked through an OTA, if they booked through a travel agent or another channel, they will always first go to your website to find more information. They want to hear about they want to read about the location. They want to look at your pictures, at your videos. They want to find out as much as possible. They will be checking out your review channels. But in the end, everybody, almost everybody, visits your hotel's website before they book. So the big question for you is, what are you currently doing to ensure that they don't book through the OTA, that they don't book through the third party, but they book direct with you? This is a very, very important question. And many of us don't realize that we have obstacles that we put in place to make it very difficult for somebody to book with us. So let's look at the hotel KPIs. So we discussed visitors, look to book percentage, booking engine conversion rates, booking engine visitors, conversion rates, transactions, average booking value, and revenue. So we have a few of these KPIs marked yellow and a few of these that are marked green. So often the ones that are marked green is the ones that we want. So we want more revenue, we want more transactions, and we want more booking engine visitors. However, none of these are things that we can actually control directly. So we cannot magically press a button that increases our revenue. We cannot magically get more transactions. We cannot magically get more booking engine visitors. These are all the result of. So first of all, we need to make sure that people who are visiting our website actually are able to find our booking engine and have also enough interest in booking with us so that they come and place a valid search. And then once they visit our booking engine, we need to make sure that most of the people actually want to book and convert through our booking engine. And next, we want to make sure that they book at the best possible rate for the longest possible stay, because that generates the highest average transaction value. And then we have great revenue. So looking at a case study. So this is an actual client that we've worked with over time. So this is their audit that we did on them. So we were looking at their visitors. They had 5,000 visitors per month. 20% of these visitors actually went to the booking engine. The benchmark for this number is 40%. So if you're at 40% look to book, that means that our website and our targeting is doing a great job. They were at 20%. That means that they got 1,000 booking engine visitors on their booking engine. They were able to convert 2%. That means 1 in every 50 people who placed a search in their booking engine was converting to a real booking. That led to 20 transactions per month at an average booking value of 4,000, which led to a revenue per month of $80,000. So maybe you'd say, hey, I would love to be in this position because I'm at $40,000. Maybe also you're already at $100,000 or $200,000. But these same KPIs and these same multipliers will also apply to your hotel. For the hotel size, their ideal number of visitors was 10,000 per month. So they were also not achieving the ideal number of visitors every month. So what did we do here? We spent 6 months with this client after the audit, and we said to our client, we're not going to invest in getting more visitors right now. Let's invest first in improving your conversion process. So leaving the visitors at the same level, the only thing we did is we did optimize their existing campaigns a little bit. And also we helped them improve their website, and we helped them improve how people perceive their hotel and also the photography, which led to the look to book rate going from 20% to 30%. That meant that our website visitors suddenly went from 1,000 to 1,500 per month. So their conversion rate, we helped them grow this from 2% to 2.5%. That seems like a minor improvement, right? So how do we do that? We identified that they had ongoing rate parity issues. There were unclear texts. The booking terms were not very, very clear. And also we helped them improve their review collections so that their reviews looked much better in quantity and also in quality, which led to an increase in transactions in total from 20 to 38%. So here you see two multipliers working together to drastically increase the number of transactions. Besides that, we helped them discount it a little bit less. So we helped them reduce the need to discount so much. And as their reputation started getting better, people were also more likely to pay a higher rate for their property. So the result of this is going from $80,000 a month all the way to $171,000 every month in direct booking revenue, which is more than doubling the total revenue from their website. So we have our case of growing the reservations through the website with more than 100%. But we went even further. So with the newly acquired revenue through the website, which is undiscounted and uncommissioned, we created a little bit of additional advertising budget which we could use. So I recommended this client to reinvest about $5,000 of that budget into their traffic generation. So they grew now their visitors from 5,000 to 10,000 per month. This did take approximately a year and a half to accomplish. So this wasn't an overnight thing. These strategies take a little bit of time to build. But they went from 5,000 to 10,000 visitors per month. Their look to book, by even more optimizing their website and also the targeting of the users. So we got a better fit of visitors. We grew that from 20% to 40%, which led us going from 1,000 in the very beginning to up to 4,000 booking engine visitors. We helped them increase their conversion rate further to 3%. That led to 120 transactions per month, which grew their total revenue to $540,000 every single month. Before we move forward, we're not done with the presentation yet. I'm now going to show you actually how we did it and how you can do this for your property. But before we do that, for those that are interested, in knowing what these numbers are, we are offering for everybody who's attending here a free marketing audit. So basically, you're going to get all these numbers for your property with an action plan, which tells you exactly what you need to start doing in order to achieve the next level. This is valued at $750, but you're going to get it for free. The only thing you need to do is send an email to myself, alex@bookingsuccess.com, with a subject, free audit. Please do include your name, job title, hotel name, and also number of rooms. And I will get back to you with instructions on how to book your audit. But let's continue, because I'm really excited about this. So now that we know your numbers, what's the next step? Because you're gonna be like, okay, so these are my numbers. Just like if I'm trying to lose weight, I know that I weigh 117 kilos right now. So how do I move forward to being half of my size? You know, how do I fit in that new shirt? So we need to improve in a specific order. So for most hotels, the order would be first improving our average transaction value, because that's the easiest thing you can do. You can stop discounting. You can promote longer stays. You can communicate to guests how they are able to enjoy their suite more than a regular room. So this is pretty easy to do. Then the next thing we want to do is increase our booking engine conversion rate. So first of all, we need to know where we are. We need to know what the benchmark is. So if you're already at 3%, that means that there's not a lot that you need to improve in that area. But if you're below 3%, we know we have work to do. So once we know we have work to do, we also know what we need to do in order to get it to the next level. So let's say your conversion rate is at 1%, and I get a lot of clients who start with us with a booking engine conversion rate of less than 1%, which is really, really terrible, which means that less than 1 in 100 people who were interested in your property end up not booking with you for whatever reason. So we look at this even further, and we identify what is causing the booking engine conversion rate to be so low. And once we know it, we have the solution to fix it. So the next thing we need to look at is our look to book. So if we're under 40% for look to book, then we need to figure out why that is happening. So I have done an audit recently where the look to book rate was 25%. The first thing that I saw with this client is that the booking button actually was not visible on their website without them going very deep into the navigation, which actually is ridiculous, because you're making your visitors think too much in order to execute a very simple action. And one thing that I always tell our clients and people who we work with is try to make it as easy and simple as possible for people to do what you want them to do. So if your goal is for people to book, first of all, make it easy for them to find the way to book, but also make it very desirable. So are you, first of all, communicating your unique selling proposition very early on in the process? Are people instantly able to see where your hotel is at? Are they able to see why they should book with you? So I've done a lot of discovery calls with hotels, and these are really, really amazing properties. And I asked them, why should I book with you? Why should somebody choose for you and not your competition? And they are talking like 10 minutes to me about all these reasons why somebody should book with them. And then I open my laptop and I show them their website. And I ask them, are you actually telling your visitors that? Do they know that? And the answer is often, oh no, I didn't realize we weren't really telling them why they should book with us. So this is very simple, but often overlooked. Like I said, it's a blind spot. The next thing we need to look at is website visitors. So this is also the last thing we want to improve on. And why is this the last thing? Because website visitors are expensive. You need to either advertise, you need to do promotions, you need to, there's a lot of costs involved in generating awareness for your property. And typically that sometimes can cost $1 or $2 for every visitor, depending on the target market, depending where your visitors are geographically from and also psychographically. So I don't want to pay a lot of money to send somebody to a website and a booking process that doesn't convert them. So that's why we need to first make sure that our conversion engine works perfectly, and then we help them improve the number of visitors. The only exception to this is hotels that are relatively new, that don't have any brand awareness whatsoever. So if you are at below 25% of the website visitors that you should be getting, then of course I would recommend also working a little bit on generating new visitors for your website. The second blind spot we see, so the first one is not being aware of your numbers. The second one is not being aware of your booking bottlenecks. We are often too focused on price. And what you should know is that there are at least 10 so-called pillars that influence direct bookings. When one single pillar can bring down all your results, you are as strong as your weakest pillar. And you must work on all 10 pillars at the same time for maximum results. Just like with losing weight, exercise alone won't get you there. The other pillars for weight loss include food intake, nutrition values, sleep, stress management, and so forth. So the booking the pillars for generating direct bookings include your website and analytics, your online advertising, direct bookings, channels, revenue management, reputation, competition, communication, packages and offers, and also guest experience. And our audit actually covers all of these points and finds bottlenecks in your process. And your results will always be limited by your weakest pillars. So looking back at our KPIs, so our KPIs are website visitors, look to book rate, conversion rate, and average transaction value. We need to work in this order. So first, the average transaction value. So which pillars have the most influence on this KPI? So first of all, guest experience. A guest will be more likely to invest more money in a stay with you if they have a great guest experience. So if other people have also had a great guest experience, which influences also your reputation and also referrals, this will automatically allow you to generate a higher ADR and a higher average booking value. Revenue management also plays a role, because if you're constantly discounting, if you're setting the wrong rates, if you're not looking at market demand, that's going to also affect you. Competition will affect you, but also how you manage and how you deal with competition, how your brand awareness is growing. What are you doing to make sure that enough people know about you, which is also supported by online advertising. And last but not least, packages and offers. So how you package the sale. Your booking engine conversion rate is affected mostly by how you portray your website, your hotel on your website. Think of images, USP, videos, room descriptions, but also direct booking strategies, such as really telling people why it's best to book through your direct official website. Reputation affects it, competition affects it, communication affects it. Your packages and your offers, again, affects how your booking engine converts. Because if you're able to generate a package for somebody and you're really promoting a great offer, that will help convert. And offers don't necessarily need to mean discounts. Your look to book percentage is most affected by your website, meaning is your website actually making it easy for somebody to go to your booking engine, but also by your online advertising. Are you actually getting the right people on the website? Because if I am a luxury hotel that sells rooms at $1,000 a night, and I'm attracting people who are looking for a room at $200 a night, that will be a mismatch, and that will affect also my look to book and conversion rate. And last but not least, website visitors are most affected by online advertising, your channels, your reputation, and your guest experience pillars. And each of these pillars have at least 100 points that you need to be looking at in order to make sure that you're driving on maximum results. When we are advertising, we need to take the modern traveler journey into account. And booking travel actually always starts in this order. So somebody always starts with a dream. They want to book, for example, that amazing luxury vacation. Then they start planning. Then they start booking. Then they experience, and then they share. So in each of these stages, there is advertising that you need to have in place in order to reach the people who are in that stage. For example, somebody who's dreaming may be searching for destination content. The question is, are you there when they are searching? When planning, they are looking for different hotels. Are you there when they are searching for that? When they are booking, they're usually comparing one to the other. They're also looking at reviews. They're looking at several factors. The question is, are you doing this the right way, and are you showing up? Of course, experiencing is all your job. You need to make sure that they have an amazing experience, because a great experience leads to sharing. And that's the ultimate way to start somebody else's dreaming process. And the best way to ensure that they convert with you. Because if somebody's sharing how amazing their vacation was with you, then of course the next one will be more likely to book with you rather than somebody else. When we're advertising, we need to take these 6 stages into account. So we have reach. That means that's the first touch point somebody has with your brand. That's typically achieved through a search. For example, somebody's searching for hotels in your destination. Then everybody who you reach needs to be engaged. And there's several ways to engage somebody. So first of all is having a great website that engages them the first time. But also after their first visitor, engaging them with content on social media, through remarketing, through email marketing, and through other strategies, making sure that they are constantly finding you. And there are several ways that we can do that. Then we have convert strategies, which actually means putting an offer in front of somebody and asking them to book. Then we have upsell, repeat, and refer. So upsell is for anybody who is already booked, but who we want to convert to a higher average booking value. Also, repeat, getting guests to come back. There are several strategies in place for this that you can put in place for this. And also for past guests to refer new guests. A third blind spot, and this is one that really has annoyed me many times as a guest, is poor guest communication. As hotels, we're investing a lot of time and effort and money into getting guests to be interested and ready to book. But then when they are ready to book, we're giving them long response times. we're not being available through the channels that they prefer. They cannot do a live chat with us. They cannot ask us a question through Facebook Messenger. They cannot send us a WhatsApp message. And remember, the modern younger guests, they prefer mobile ways of communicating through text versus calling. The younger generation doesn't like to call as much as the older generation. Often we are not available during peak demand hours. What I've learned is many bookings actually happen outside of regular working hours, while the hotels typically make people available out during working hours to help guests. I have placed so many calls to hotels asking for a reservation, and then I hear, "I'm sorry, the reservation department is closed." That is just insane. I'm sorry, people, but we're no longer living in the 1900s. We're living in the in the 20s, and people nowadays, they want a response. If you're not giving them a proper response, they will book somewhere else. They will either book you through an OTA, or they will book with your competition, or worst of all, not book at all, which is really sad. Also, not having a clear overview of all communication with the guests is a big blind spot, because you don't know how the quality of your responses are. I've seen so many incredible situations where hotels were giving totally inappropriate answers to guests, and they were actually removing the guests from the booking process while they're communicating with the guests. So we have developed a system which is called Guest Connection, which actually allows hotels to integrate all of the communication channels, such as WhatsApp, Facebook Messenger, SMS, live chat, email, you name it, Telegram as well, into one simple platform, and one simple inbox, which your team can use and work together on to interact with your guests. So to answer any questions, you have message templates so that you can give extensive answers to frequently occurring questions. You have even a chatbot and automated responses so that you can provide answers to 80% of the recurring questions, real time, 24 hours a day. So if you want to learn more about this, we're happy to give you a free demo of the software through guestconnection.com. The last blind spot we identified is that third-party revenue looks and feels like real revenue. Third-party commissions always often are around 20 to 30%. And actually, a lot of hotels don't see commission as a marketing expense. They see commission as just the cost of doing business. Well, actually, it's not. That 20% that you're paying or more is actually marketing budget. And what many hotels don't realize is the higher your average daily rate, the lower your advertising cost is per booking. And most of the clients that we work with, they are able to achieve and generate direct revenue at 4% to 10% advertising cost, with a few outliers being at 2% or less. And the higher your rate is, the lower your advertising costs will be. So the more luxury you offer, the better it is to advertise and generate your own bookings. Often also we realize that third-party bookings, so we fail to realize that third-party bookings means lower ancillary revenue. We're not getting the right guests. They're not spending money in our restaurants. They're not spending money in our spa. So we're not able to upsell and cross-sell to them properly, which means that you end up with lower ancillary revenue as well. So it affects your overall revenue more than you think. And what you don't know, you can't improve. So unless you start realizing what the cost is of a third-party booking, you're never going to be able to work out the real goals for your property. And like I mentioned in the beginning, direct bookings cost you, can deliver more than 25% more revenue, which means more than 100% more profit. So there's a snowball effect playing here. One struggle leads to another, making things worse. And we need to reverse this cycle now, or things will get worse. So first of all, by paying more commissions, you have lower profit margins. That means that you can invest less in your property, which reduces your quality and service, which increases price sensitivity, decreases loyalty, reduces direct bookings overall because of that reduction in loyalty, which causes more OTA dependency or third-party dependency, which puts you back in this cycle going down. So if you don't reverse this cycle, that's going to be giving you a lot of issues in the future. So what are most independent hotels doing? So first of all, continuing the vicious cycle, advertising without a strategy, working with so many different experts at the same time. So there's somebody managing social, there's somebody managing Google, there's somebody managing the website, but these people never talk to each other. So there's no one strategy that we're working towards. Not having clearly defined your ideal customers also, and also just winging it and trying to do everything yourself in-house with the idea of saving money, but you're actually spending more money without realizing it. So that's why we have created the booking success process. And as I mentioned, the process always starts with an audit. Once we finalize the audit, we give you an action plan. We help you execute on the initial strategy, and we coach you while we do it. So we're not just executing it for you, we're working together with you, and that's how we are very different. And we're teaching you how things work, and you're in control of it. And in the end, we keep making improvements, and then we reevaluate every single quarter to make sure that we are growing and growing as we go along. So every single quarter, you get another audit, we execute again, we audit again, and we execute again. So we're sure we're always making progress. So what are the benefits of the booking success process? So what we see often is before booking success, hotels are dependent on third parties. After booking success, they feel in control of their bookings. From being unaware of their statistics and unaware of what's causing issues, they are fully aware and know what to do about it. From being driven by a gut feeling, they are now driven by data, and they have a gas pedal that they can push at any time they want to grow their bookings. Also, from not being sure where to invest to having absolute clarity, from feast and famine, from ups and downs in occupancy, they're a high performance hotel year round. From low margins to being highly profitable. And also from lots of last minute bookings to having a strong future pipeline. As I mentioned before, everybody who is attending today will have access to our free marketing audit valued at $750. We will help you identify your starting point, where you are today, what your numbers are, and give you a clear action plan, sometimes of even things that you can do yourself very easily, which can already increase your bookings with at least 20%, and also give you a plan on how to grow further. There's no obligation to work with us. The only thing you need to do is send an email to alex@bookingsuccess.com. Of course, you need to be an actual hotel. We will not audit other businesses. Include in the email your name and job title, your hotel's name, and the number of rooms. And I'll be in touch with you to schedule the next steps. So first of all, thank you so much for attending today. I hope you found the information in this presentation useful. I also want to thank the ILHA for giving us this opportunity to share this with the world. And I very much look forward to talking with you and to helping you become our next big case study. I wish you a wonderful day and all the best.